Hello, my name is Jonathan Parker. I will be your instructor for American Government and Politics over the next 16 weeks. Now, I know this is the super fun lecture that everybody looks forward to every semester, but we've got to go over the syllabus so you understand the rules and expectations that I and the college have for you. I know it says 15 pages. Please don't be afraid. We're not going to talk about everything on all the 15 pages. All right, we're going to hit the highlights. I try to be respectful of your time, as you'll come to find out in this class. So, course details, 3 lecture hours, prerequisite. My hope is that you have passed or are enrolled in English 99 101 or English 105. So, this course introduces students to the structures and processes of American government and politics, to the exercise of power, and to value conflicts among key actors in the political process. The course also addresses some of the theoretical underpinnings of the study of American government, such as democracy, pluralism, and elitism. Finally, the course asks students to apply their learning to interpretations of current political events. Topics for study in the course include political participation, interest groups, the Constitution, civil liberties, civil rights, the presidency, Congress, the federal court system. I hit more just the Supreme Court when we get there, but we will look at all the federal court system, the entirety of it. The media, political parties, and elections. There I am. There's my photo right there. Jonathan.Parker@Heartland.edu is my email address. Make sure you spell it right. I teach also at Illinois Central College, and I'll be teaching at Illinois State University this semester. At Illinois Central College, people spell my name in a wide variety of ways. John, Othon, it's a whole lot of ways. It's right here twice on the syllabus. Okay. I probably pop up on your transcript. I mean, make sure you're sending it to me, because at least at Illinois Central, I get a lot of mad students every semester demanding why I haven't responded to emails that I've never gotten. So, this is the division phone number. Just email me. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me, because I will be on campus a minimal amount of time, maybe for the occasional department meeting that they demand my attendance at. So, I mean, you call this number, you'll get the secretary, and I don't know what happens after that. So, email is really the way to go if you need to talk to me. All right. And I'm perfectly willing to Zoom, Skype, whatever, to help you guys be successful. This is the textbook we're using. There's the link. This is great because it doesn't cost you a nickel. It's called an open educational resource. There it is. You download the PDF, and you wait a very long wait until you get to this. I know 244 pages seems intimidating, but I promise you I have I've printed this out, and there's no chapter that's more than 13 or 14 pages, and that's including, keywords, main ideas, just kind of things you typically see at the end of chapters. So, like, we'll look at federalism. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 pages. Okay. So these are short, to the point, and it's linked on the Canvas site, which we'll get to in a minute. So you can read through all these on your own. Course lab outline. I just want to say that this was I was not able to change this when I was making the syllabus. We're not going to do these in this order, so just be prepared for that. We'll cover all these topics, but just not in the order that they're listed here in. So methods of evaluation. Test 1, 15% of your grade. Test 2, 20%. Final exam, 20%. And then I just call it everything else, 45% of your grade. So it's not impossible, but people in the past have kind of gotten hung up on how many questions, how many points. Well, it's 15% of your grade. So it could be one question worth 1 point, and that could be 15%. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just saying that it really doesn't matter how many questions and how many points there are. It's still just 15% of your grade, whatever it is, or 20%. Then the classwork. Please do this because from past experience, people have either done these and kind of ignored this, or gone all in on the classwork and ignored the tests and ended up not getting a great grade. Now, I'll say this, people tend to take it the wrong way. You have to really try to fail one of my classes. Now, students do every semester, but man, they put in some serious effort to try to fail and get a D or an F. So just put in the work. I'm not asking you for a whole lot, I think, as you'll find out. Standard 10-point grading scale, 90 to 100A, 80, 89B, so on and so forth. So here's the course schedule. As you'll see, I give you 2 weeks, right? So the first module will last from the 12th to the 25th, and then all these things will be due on or before January 25th. Now, I very much encourage you to get work done and turn it in early. That way you don't have to worry about it any further. All right. People in the past, I've never gotten a complaint about this setup, but people in the past, will start working on 2 weeks worth of work on January 25th at 10 o'clock and then wonder why they haven't been able to finish by January 25th at 11:59. All right. You need to pace yourself. Work on it a little bit every day through the 2 weeks until you get it done. I am not one to really accept late work unless there is an extraordinary circumstance that's documented. And I'm not one to accept late work because I'm giving you 2 weeks. Okay, so you'll only get 8 modules in this course, weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on and so forth. And you'll see, everything is due on or before the last day of the module at 11:59. So the final exam will open on May 11th, close May 15th. Primarily, this is going to be a lecture discussion kind of based course. Sometimes I will record videos of me presenting the material. Other times I'll have you just read chapters in your book and do discussions. I throw in a little bit of everything. If I go through the trouble, though, of recording a video, it is in your best interest to watch it. All right. I don't record these because I have nothing else to do. If I make a video, you need to watch it, all right? Because you're going to be confused and lost. I give directions in these videos. I talk about assignments and due dates. I go over things, maybe tests, maybe assignments that you need to know. So you need to watch the videos. If it's a big, long video, and some of them are, I mean, do it in chunks. 10 minutes, pause for 10 minutes. I promise I'll be here when you click play again. Another 10 minutes, another 10 minutes. But you need to watch these. You need to get the information I'm presenting to you, or it's not going to end well for you in your final grade. So attendance and participation. You are expected to attend class. Attendance is defined as completing homework assignments, taking quizzes and tests, as well as regularly logging into Canvas. I can see how often you guys log into Canvas and how often you visited and when and how long you've spent in total. The program does not lie. So if you're telling me you've spent every day on Canvas and you don't understand why you're failing because you've been on here, I can go and check and see that you've spent 15 minutes looking at one page. All right. So all of that is to say, just do the work. All right. It's not that bad. You just got to do it. So late work, as a rule, I don't accept late work. However, circumstances sometimes do occur that might prevent you from turning something in on time. If a circumstance like an illness or death in the family does occur, please make sure you talk to me and make sure that you have proof that what you said happened did happen. If you come to me with an excuse like, and I've had this, except it was Chris Brown, I went to a Taylor Swift concert last night, or I had other homework to do, you're not going to be turning anything in. So census day, if you're not attending or actively pursuing a course during the census refund period, you're going to be dropped. All right. So you can read through this. For a 16-week course like ours, the census date is 2 weeks after the start of the semester. Students identified as not attending will be dropped from the course and not charged tuition and fees, resulting in an accurate roster of students pursuing the course. If not attending, students should contact their instructor to determine intent to actively pursue the course. So then the next one is the midterm withdrawal. Students are expected to attend all classes and meaningfully participate each day. Any student that does not make reasonable attempts to successfully complete all course activities may be withdrawn from the course at midterm. But there are situations where the student will be automatically withdrawn. So if you're absent, you didn't log into our course for any 2 consecutive weeks without appropriate notice, actively pursuing successful completion of this course should include the following: earning a passing grade, actively participating in class, completing coursework, logging into Canvas, which is the course management system, regularly, maintaining contact with me. That doesn't mean you have to email me every day. Please do not email me every day. But if there's something going on, an email, hey, Mr. Parker, that would be appropriate. So you may be withdrawn from this course, possibly at the 10-day mark, more likely at midterm, or even at the final withdrawal cutoff date if you are not actively pursuing successful completion of the course. All right, we're going to be studying some controversial things, right? For reading and writing assignments as well as discussion, be prepared possibly to confront historical events, concepts, and beliefs which you may find controversial, disturbing, and potentially offensive. It's just going to happen. It is my intent to teach fact and only fact. I don't put spin on anything. I don't think I do anyway. I present accurate information, factually correct. I.e., there are 100 senators in the Senate of the United States. Fact. All right. But some of you are going to hear stuff, see stuff, read things that you're going to find controversial. All right. Describing, analyzing, and understanding such things does not mean we approve of them. All right. You're going to study things probably in this class that I put up that I don't approve of, but it's not my job to, approve. I have to present factually accurate information to do with the study of American government and politics. So in case of disagreement, maintain an attitude of civility and mutual respect. We all have a right to our own opinions, as well as a mutual obligation to refrain from insults or hate speech, verbal or otherwise, that would impinge on others' rights to a safe, shared learning environment, free of intimidation or harassment. Disagreements and debates are an essential part of higher education. The key is to challenge ideas intellectually rather than attacking people personally. And there's no need for that. And if I see personal attacks on the discussion board, be prepared for disciplinary action. So, scores on written assignments will depend primarily on the accuracy of information, organization, and intellectual quality of your analysis. But style is also important. Check grammar and spelling as carefully as possible. If you turn something into me riddled with grammatical and spelling errors so that I can't make out what you've said, you're probably not going to pass whatever assignment it is. All right. Maintain a reasonably formal tone. Careless, overfamiliar writing in the style of text messaging. To, you write the number 2 instead of TO or TOO. Messaging with friends or family is inappropriate in an academic or professional context. So again, here is my email, jonathan.parker@heartland.edu. Please spell Jonathan correctly or I won't get the email. I'm going to do everything in my power to respond to all emails within a day. Sometimes it doesn't happen. All right. But I really, really try. This semester, I'm teaching at Illinois Central College. I'm teaching here. I'm starting grad school at Illinois State University. I'm a graduate teaching assistant there, which means I'll have a class or classes at the university as well. So I'm stretched thin. So I will get to the email just as soon as I can. It might not be within 24 hours, but I'm never going to punish you for a lack of, for my slowness. So if something is due and I saw that you sent me an email, a little while, I'll always work something out with you. All right. I am an easy man to get along with. So emails should be addressed to Mr. Parker. All right. I've gotten emails addressed to Jonathan. Hey, pal. I don't know who teaches students to address teachers by their email address, but yeah, I've gotten that before. Jonathan.parker@heartland.edu. Use of my first name is disrespectful. Don't refer to me by my first name. It's not doctor. I don't have a doctorate. Professor, I choose not to use that title. I think you need to be, older and with a few more gray hairs than I have to go by professor. So just Mr. Parker. Easy enough. Assignment submissions. All assignments must be submitted via Canvas. No Google Doc submissions will be graded. Academic citation. Cite your sources, cite your sources, cite your sources. Have a bibliography. At the end of your written assignment, you're required to provide a list of sources that you utilize for the assignment. We will use MLA 9 format. If you are a big fan of APA, Chicago, whatever, I'll take any bibliographic format. It doesn't have to be MLA 9. That's just the one I'm most familiar with. For bibliographies and inline citations are also something required for this course when appropriate. EasyBib.com. I know there are 1,000,001 citation generators. That's just the one that I've used. All right. Inline citations are also expected in any writing assignments that you turn in where you have used outside sources. I am defining outside sources as anything you look at that does not come from here. But if you have any doubts about whether something needs to be cited, just cite it. I've never taken off points for something that's been oversighted. All right, I just highlight it, take my red pen to it, whatever, and just say, you didn't need to cite that. No points have ever come off. Wikipedia is not an academic resource. I don't care what anybody else says. You're in my class. This is my rule. Wikipedia is not an academic resource. Don't cite Wikipedia ever. In any work that you do, it will negatively impact your grade. How much will it negatively impact your grade? Well, you really want to find out. Don't use it. Now, I will address the perennial argument here. All right. Here is the Wikipedia page of General Joseph Hooker. All right. This is not appropriate to cite the Wikipedia page itself. Now, these external links, you need to be careful, but these are generally, use your good common sense, decent places to start off in researching. All right. Where'd the syllabus go? Time commitment. The course has been designed to scaffold student learning and allow students the opportunity to build knowledge of American national government politics. You are expected to work through the modules on time in order to achieve the learning objectives of the course. I estimate that you'll be working on this class about 7 to 9 hours a week. Miscellaneous, don't forget about the material. All right, tests. Questions from test 1 will make their way onto test 2 to the final, test 1 to the final, everything. You'll see everything all semester, especially federalism. I can't stress enough the importance of federalism to American government and politics. So you will see questions about federalism, I guarantee it, on test 1 and test 2 and the final exam. And I'll give you a little hint here, and this might illustrate why it might be important to watch videos that I put out. The questions about federalism tend to be phrased exactly the same way, with exactly the same choices in exactly the same order. All right, I'm not going to run you down to make sure you're keeping up with your work. I've got a lot of students and a lot of classes over many institutions. So if you don't turn something in, it's going to be a 0 on Canvas. I'm not going to remind you, ask you why you didn't turn it in, etc., etc. You keep up with your work. You are presumably, I know at Illinois Central, we have a program where 16 and 17 and 18-year-olds can get in classes. I don't know if that is at Heartland also. So I'm just saying you're presumably 18 years of age. You're an adult. You should be able to keep up with work and manage your time. All right. If you have to take some time away during the course, you must ask me or a classmate what, if anything, you need to make up. If you choose not to do this, do not be surprised if you start seeing a lot of 0s on Canvas. If you find that you have trouble keeping up with assignments or other aspects of the course, make sure you let me know as early as possible, as you will find building rapport and effective relationships are key to becoming an effective professional. Make sure that you are proactive in informing your instructor when difficulties arise during the semester so that they can help you find a solution. I want to help. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you. Takeaway here, keep an open line of communication with me and you will be fine. You learned something from this class. You might even enjoy yourselves. Stranger things have happened. All right, we're almost done, I promise. Stick with me here for a little bit longer. Basically, artificial intelligence, no, don't use it. Artificial intelligence is cheating. All right. Again, AI generated in whole or in part is cheating. It's subject to the following consequences: failure of assignment and written account submitted to the appropriate college administrator with a first offense, and failure in course and written account submitted to an appropriate college administrator for a second offense. Do not test me, all right? In my in-person classes, people have tried. One student failing an assignment has usually been all that it's taken. I've never had to get to the failure in course, and I'd not like to start now. All right, so please do not test me. Again, I will follow through. Don't make me fill out paperwork, please. All right. Commit to integrity as a student in this course and at this college. You are expected to maintain high degrees of professionalism. Commit to active learning and participation in this class and integrity in your behavior in and out of the classroom. This means you will conduct yourself as though you are serious about your education and learning to work with others in professional environments, both on-site and online. There you go. You should be, because I know a lot of you are paying out of pocket for this, you should be serious about your education and serious about wanting to be successful in my class and all the classes that you take. So, computer and lit, you can go through this on your own. What constitutes academic activity? We've talked about this. Examples of academic activity do not include logging into our Canvas page without doing anything, talking about the class with a friend, or going to counseling, personal or academic. Now, the disclaimer at the end here: every attempt is made to provide an accurate overview of this course. However, circumstances and events may make it necessary for the instructor to modify the syllabus during the semester. Changes to the syllabus and/or the schedule will be made with adequate advance notice sent to students. I will do everything in my power to keep to the syllabus. Usually it's not a problem. I've only had to amend the syllabus, I think, twice in my entire teaching career. And I've never added to it. I've taken things out. So congratulations, you've survived the syllabus video. Now, please keep working through this module. Next up is a small syllabus quiz. Should be easy points to start the semester out with.